And as I always ask you, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if that's what you like to do. And yeah, I'm going to start your reading right now for Aquarius. So the first card you have your past is the Five of Cups. Yes, not very nice way to start, but I am seeing a couple of things in this card. The first thing I'm seeing is there's this feeling of something, this really strong feeling of something being missing, or feeling as if something's missing, or that you're missing out on something. And I think there's a little bit of unfairness here, but you felt that something was unfair, but then you felt as if, you know, you missed your chance. You couldn't go back and kind of rectify this or fix whatever this was. Now, there's a little bit of regret here as well. Not regretting that you've done anything wrong, because I don't think you have. It's something that you wished you'd said, or something you wished you'd said sooner. It's like, if only I'd done this, then things would be different. If only I'd said that, you know, then this situation would be different. I actually don't think it's too late. I know you're probably thinking, yes, it is too late. It is, but I don't think it is. I think you might have to think in a completely different way to be able to solve whatever this problem is. I hate using cringy business terms. I really hate it, but think outside the box. That's what's kind of coming into my mind. I hate saying things like that, but that's the only thing I can kind of think of to kind of describe what I'm feeling and seeing. Yeah, the strong feeling I'm getting here over everything else is that you can do this. You can do this. It's not too late. There's this feeling of unfairness, and you can change that. It's like injustice. You can change that into justice. That's what I'm seeing, and I'm seeing the Justice card there too. So yes, here we are. You can change this. You know, you might be shaking your head right now. You might be listening to this saying, no, that's not true. I can't go back. You can. There's some way around this. It's just a matter of seeing what it is. There's a bridge in this card. You can go back and change this, but it's going to have to be a completely different way, something very outside of what you'd normally think of. The other thing I'm seeing here is someone might have been giving you the wrong impression. I don't think this is someone who was around you. I think you might have been seeing this from far away, maybe on social media, maybe someone was telling you something about them. I think this is about an ex. And I think they might have been trying to give everyone this impression that, oh, everything's amazing in my life, and oh, it's wonderful. And I'm seeing cleaning things up, cleaning everything up. So it's like, I've cleaned everything up in my life. They probably weren't saying those words. But I think you kind of maybe saw this or heard this, and you thought, wow, they're a lot cleaner. Maybe not literally. It's not like they had a shower all of a sudden. They had might not be that. But it's like, maybe they're a bit of a mess when they're around you. I'm just seeing that. It's so crazy. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. I actually think they might be someone who hops from lover to lover. If they haven't had a shower, I don't know who would want them. But sorry, I'm not going to make any more jokes. I think, yeah, there's this person who hops from one person to another person and another person. And I think each person they're with probably thinks, because I'm seeing this cleaning up again, so they probably think, oh, I'll change them, I'll help them, I'll turn them into this better person. Everyone thinks that. They go to one person, to another person, and each one thinks, oh, they're all right, really. They've just had a bad time they've been through. I can help them. I can help them change. So that's what all these people are thinking. And I think when you were with them, you might have thought the same thing. You might have felt the same way. So if this is resonating, you know, if you've seen this person on social media or wherever it is, I know this sounds negative, but I actually don't think they're changing. I really don't see that in this person. Not for a long time anyway. So don't be fooled by this person, because I'm seeing them getting around going, oh, everything's wonderful, and you know, it's fantastic, I've got this great job or whatever, I look good, I feel great, I'm achieving this, I'm in love, I've met the love of my life, all this kind of thing. Now, I think the fact that they're overdoing the I feel great and I'm wonderful thing says it all, really. You know, nobody goes that over the top, you know, when they're like this. So like Tom Cruise jumping up and down on the sofa, it's a bit ridiculous. So I won't say any more about that. This is turning into a crazy reading. I'm going to try and calm down a bit. But yeah, if this all resonates, you know, they haven't changed. Don't let them fool you. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. So the next card you have for your past is Justice. So yeah, again, there is a way. This is what I'm seeing. This is the situation again in the Five of Cups, this kind of regret that I'm getting. There's a way to turn this back around. Now, I'm getting this really, really, really strongly. You're not going to be able to fix this problem by just walking in and talking to them. You can't just walk in and say, oh, let's talk about this and fix it. It's not going to be like this. You're going to have some kind of a strategy. It's going to have to be something very, very different. I keep on seeing that. I hope this is making sense. I'm trying to articulate what I'm seeing. It's a bit complicated. Yeah, you're going to just have to go away, I think, and really think about this really carefully. And I don't think it's going to be easy for you to think about this at all. I think you might have tried to push this out of your mind. I think it might bring up some emotions for you, some not so good ones. It's definitely going to be worth it, though. You know, you are going to have to open up some old feelings again. I'm seeing that again, that you might have buried. But what I'm seeing here is that it's definitely worth digging these feelings up again, even if it hurts you, because you'll get back what you deserve. I keep on seeing this. This is justice. This is justice. This is about what you deserve. So please rethink this. If this resonates and you've decided to let this go and you're not going to pursue this, rethink this. Rethink it. So the last card you have for your past is the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, again, this is going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of patience. It's going to take a lot of self-reflection, I think, as well. It's not going to be easy, because I think if you decide to pursue this, again, you're going to have to look back over things, over emotions, and over a time in your life, or a part of your life, I think, that maybe wasn't all that happy. So I think, yeah, I think you were very, very different then as well. It's almost like you're a different person, and you've kind of shut the box on that, or shut the lid on the box, and you don't want to go back there. But I think you're going to have to. Yeah, I know this sounds a bit negative, this kind of difficult soul searching that you're going to have to do if you want to do this, but it's going to lead you to justice. It's going to lead you to happiness if you do this. You know, it's almost like having to taste medicine that tastes horrible, but it makes you feel better in the end. It's kind of like that. And if you look at this card, this knight's standing still, he's thinking, he's contemplating. So, you know, contemplating, thinking about this strategy, or thinking about how you're going to do this, that's going to lead you to this beautiful golden yellow positivity that's all over this card. It's a beautiful golden card. And I don't know if this is about the same thing. It might be, but I think I saw this in your last reading, money being owed to you. So that might be tied up in this as well, because, you know, he's concentrating, and obviously he's concentrating on a coin. So yeah, that tells me that as well. So it might be that. So yeah, the first card you have your present is the Seven of Cups. Yes. Okay, so yeah, this is quite confusing. It can be about actual confusion, not being able to see a clear pathway in front of you, being kept in the dark like this poor man. I think you're being shown this card, and also I think why you're hearing about this ex and all of this and how happy they are and all of that kind of thing. I think all of this might be coming to you to show you, to kind of give you a message that there's actually someone very special around you, and you might not be noticing them, you might not be appreciating them, they might not be physically around you right now, but I think these reminders about this horrible ex, they might be there to make you think a little bit more about this other person who's a lot better for you, I think. And they are there. They're not around you physically, but I think they are around you in some way. And I think this is trying to make you turn your head toward this person who does deserve you, not this other horrible ex. I'm actually seeing someone being kept in the dark right now. I think it's by this ex, by this horrible ex. Whoever they're with, I think they're being kept in the dark. I think they're being told a lot of different stories, and maybe a part of them wants to believe these stories, just like maybe you did, I think, at one time. again, don't be fooled by this ex who's going around telling everyone everything's amazing and this is the love of their life and it's all fantastic. You know, maybe you're watching this and maybe you're thinking, well, they were horrible to me and I don't want them back, but it's just a horrible feeling. You know, they weren't, I wasn't a special person for them, and that really hurts. And someone else is the love of their life, and you might be feeling like that. Don't be fooled by this. It's not the love of their life. I don't think they'll ever have one. They might eventually, they might grow up eventually, but no, I don't think they've changed their mindset. You know, I think they just, again, I think they just go from person to person to person. You know, they're probably going to have a new so-called love of their life around them who's going to be paraded in front of this poor person they're with now, poor thing. But yeah, it's really sad to see, you know, because they really leave a lot of destruction behind them. But yeah, move on in your head. You're well out of this mess now. Don't think about what this ex is doing. Don't think about anything else that they're doing. There is another person around this for you. And I think that's why this is all coming to light, to shed light on this other person you should be focusing on. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have, your presence, the King of Cups. Yeah, this card, yeah, this is, I'm just looking at this, I'm just thinking about this. This is a really, really interesting card. It's probably one of the most interesting cards, you know, because to me, this king, he looks completely different depending on what's happening in the reading. You know, his face actually looks completely different to me each time. It happens with some of the others as well, but especially this king, he's one that really changes. And the nature of this king is that, you know, he's a little bit like a chameleon as well. You know, he has a lot of different feelings. He keeps them to himself, but you know, you could see them on his face quite often. You can see what's going on his face. You can see the changes. So what I'm seeing here is it's something that's a little bit like a game, or it looks like a game. It's not a game, because I think you take your heart seriously, and the other person that I'm seeing here does as well. But this is about someone who I think is tied to you in some way. There's a really, really deep tie. It might be this person I was seeing in the Seven of Cups, this very, very special person. I think it probably is. Now, you've had a little bit of backwards and forwards going on between you and this person. And again, I don't think they're around you right now. I think they might be keeping a bit to themselves. They're definitely thinking about you. And what I'm seeing is you've both been hurt. You've both been hurt by other people, but maybe you've been hurt by each other as well. I'm seeing that as well. Now, I'm seeing there is a possibility of you getting back together, but I think there's still this thing hanging around of this backwards, forwards, and that's something you're going to have to try to get over. That's what I'm seeing. There's also a little bit of complication I'm seeing. I hope this is going to make sense, but I'm going to try and tell you what I'm seeing. There's a little bit of an awkward situation around mutual friends, or a mutual friend between you and this person. I'm not sure what that's about, but there's a little bit of awkwardness there. And, you know, but if you're strong enough, you're going to be able to get through all of this. And I think you're going to have to put your foot down with someone. And I think this is this mutual friend. Someone's going to cause a little bit of a problem between you. I think they have in the past. I think they're going to appear again when you try to get together with them again. And I think you're really going to have to put your foot down and stop them from doing something or saying something or interfering. That's what I'm seeing. But I think you will come back together. You absolutely will. But you will have a few things to sort out. I'm seeing that. So the last card you have, your presence, the Seven of Pentacles. So yeah, I'm seeing this again. This is another message for you, I think, about pursuing this injustice. And it is around money, or there's money involved in this. This is a big money card, obviously. So I think at one time you're probably quite hopeful of getting this back, or of seeing this justice happen again, or seeing this come to justice, or getting justice, I should say. But maybe you had to wait and wait, and maybe you just gave up, like the man on this card. He's sitting there waiting and waiting. And I think you waited and waited, and then you gave up on this. And again, I think this card's here to show you that it's not too late. You're being shown this over and over and over again. It's not too late. It's not too late. You can go back and fix this. So, really, really think about this, because you're being shown this over and over and over again. The other thing is, you're a really hard worker, and I think there's this feeling around you that everything's a bit of a struggle. I have to work extra hard, everything's a struggle. And don't be angry, but I think you might have that in your mind, in the back of your mind, maybe subconsciously. So maybe that's why you gave up on this, and maybe that's why you're thinking, I'm not going to go back to this again. But you're being shown over and over and over again that this is the right thing to do, to kind of go back to this again and get justice. So, maybe you put it away, maybe it was locked in your mind, maybe it was kind of, maybe you had your lid on a box and you kind of put it out of your mind. Open it up again. It's worth doing again. And yeah, I actually think this is what I'm seeing here. I think this amount of money, if this is about money, and I think it is, I think this is about money that's owed to you. And I think this amount of money that you're imagining that's owed to you, I actually think it's more than that. And I think if you pursue this, more than you imagined is going to come to you. I'm seeing that. I'm not just saying this. This is what I'm seeing. So try and do this. Try and pursue this. It's going to be well worth it if you do. The first card you have for your future is the Page of Cups. So yeah, this page is a bit light-hearted, he's a bit funny, he's a bit fun. And I think you need something a bit light-hearted in this reading. It's quite a heavy reading. I think this is about a message. And I think this message is it's probably going to surprise you, actually. It might be coming from this person in the King of Cups, I think. It's only a small message. It's a message of friendship, I think. It's nothing heavy. It's not a great big declaration. It's not a big declaration of love or anything huge like that. But it's a little thing. It's very positive. And I actually think you both might have started things up in this way, you and this person who you're kind of going backwards and forwards with. I think, what's happened was before is things started just lightly like this again with a little message, and then you were friends, and then things developed, and then you kind of went backwards again. And I think this is what's going to happen again. You're going to come forwards again. But I think the message here is that if you want things to last this time, and you want this on again, off again thing to kind of stop being on and off again, you're going to have to be a little bit more serious. You're going to have quite some serious conversations at some time about this. And that's what this Page of Cups is telling you, because he's not serious. And it's saying you need to be serious. Otherwise, you're just going to have to keep on going, or you're just going to keep on going backwards and forwards. Now, there's a big, strong attraction here. You both just keep on coming backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. You need to be able to stay that way. You can't keep on putting yourself through this again and again and again. So if this resonates, something has to change, and you're going to have to push past this kind of very light-hearted kind of silliness of being right back at the start and get through all of that. Really talk about what you want in this relationship. Be a bit serious, be a bit more, heavy about this, not light-hearted like this page. And that's how you're going to get further and make this last a bit longer. That's what I'm seeing in that card. The next card you have your future is the Ten of Wands. Yeah, again, I don't want you to think I'm telling you what to do, and I don't want to do that. But again, here's this situation. I'm seeing this thing that kind of repeats itself over and over again. And the feeling I'm getting is maybe there's no clear view of where this is actually going. If you look at this man, he's moving forward, obviously, but he can't see where he's going. There's no clear vision here. He can't see. There are all these wands in front of his face. So I think this time you're both going to have a very clear view of where you want to go in this relationship. Because this man's heading toward a house, and houses, homes and things like that, they can represent solidity, stability, solid relationships, all of that kind of thing. But he can't see the house. He can't see where he wants to go. So make sure you both know where you want this relationship to go, and discuss it in a serious way. Talk about this, have a clear vision of where you want this to go. And that's the only way you're going to get through this kind of backwards and forwards thing. I know that sounds bossy, I'm sorry about that. So the last card you have, your future, is the Sun. Beautiful card. So yeah, if anything is going to show you that this has potential for happiness, this is the card. This is the Sun card. But again, you're going to have to get past this hurdle of this kind of childlike stage. You know, there's a child on this card. You're going to have to get past this kind of childish stage and move on to something a lot more serious. You know, when you break up with someone and you get back together, of course it's a wonderful feeling, but you can't just rely on that feeling, and you can't keep on repeating that feeling backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. If you want this to last, you're going to have to talk, you're going to have to kind of set up what you both want in these talks and move past that. I know that doesn't sound very exciting. It's not as exciting as breaking up and getting back together, I know that. But you can't keep on doing that, it's not sustainable. You've got to either, you know, break up for good or get together for good. Now I am seeing you coming back together again, so to me that means that you're going to have to break through this wall I'm seeing on this card and get to the next level. And again, to do that, I know I'm repeating myself, you're going to have serious talks. You're going to have to talk about exactly what you want out of this relationship, where you want to go, and they've got to talk about this as well. It's got to be clear, and it's got to be a lot more serious than what it's been. That's what I'm seeing in that card. I know this turned out to be specific and also bossy as well. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, I'll just end that there. So Aquarius, I hope this resonated, but general readings can't always resonate with everyone, as you know. But again, if you liked this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like to, and thank you so much for watching.